Dan Ryan joins us now. Dan, it's been a tight race. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel more relaxed than I did before 10 o'clock, and I was kind of cautiously optimistic between 8 and 10. So, yeah, I'm feeling better.
So, if you prevail tonight, when do you join the city council?
That's a really good question. Where it's sometime in early September. They have to around September 11th.
And what will be your first order of business?
Well, my first order of business will be to build the best team possible. I'm really big on having high quality, high performing teams, and so my team that works with me in the commissioner's office will be my first priority.
Top of mind for a lot of Portlanders right now, and you're going to be thrust right into a leadership role in a really critical time during the city. We are now in our 11th week of protests following the killing of George Floyd, protesters demanding racial justice, equity, the end of police brutality. How do you see your role as a city commissioner in trying to bring about a peaceful resolution?
I think you hit it with the word peaceful. I think it's time for us to have that peace summit and really bring together key players from all different sides. And imagine this, actually listen to each other. And I think once you listen to each other, you can find common goals and you can build from there. I am a bridge builder. My conflict negotiation skills are something I'm proud of. And I'm looking forward to being that person on city council that can work with the rest of the team to do just that.
Dan, do you feel like the people involved in these late night protests where they're clashing with police that as far as I know, there's not clear leadership. Do you think you're going to be able to bring members of that group into a peace summit?
You always have to try. I'm somebody that believes in voice, and everyone has a story. And so I'm hopeful that we can find people from that group that you're mentioning to, of course, be listened to. And then they can also listen to others.
There's a lot of attention right now and controversy about those late night protests that often result in clashes with police. There's been some property damage, some vandalism, fires set at police precincts and in the police union building. Are you comfortable with the activity you're seeing in these late night protests?
I think that it's just important for us to take a breath, to come together and really have these conversations and do them in the middle of the day. Don't have cell phones on, have people there to help with the escalation and really listen to each other. So.
Some of the activists are demanding an abolition to the police bureau and also to prisons. Do you favor that?
I'm really a part of this movement to build a new community safety system. It's something that we've seen in cities like Camden, New Jersey, and Newark, New Jersey, and it really is an inclusive way of building that community safety system. So I'm looking forward to having more communities of faith and nonprofit organization and neighborhood groups and others be a part of this community safety system.
So
That of
not
course includes the police.
not a total abolition of the police department.
Oh, absolutely. What we're talking about building something. It's a lot easier to destroy things than to build things, and it's time for us to get into Solutions are complex and they take time, but we have to get moving. And so we have to start building that community safety system. And I do see the police department as part of that, and other groups such as the community response team, which has now been included in that.
The Seattle police chief resigned this week, the first black woman to lead the Seattle Police Department, because she thought there was an overarching disrespect for police officers. How do you feel about our chief and our police officers? Do you have a message for them?
I think that Chief Lavelle, is new in his position, and I want to be supportive of them to be successful. And I'm really big on community policing, and I look forward to the chief being out in the neighborhoods with the people on his team, walking the streets during the daytime with no arms and actually building relationships, getting to know people by name in some of our neighborhoods that are having a spike in increase in violence.
I
So
do
I look forward to the Portland story and to the Portland way.
I do want to ask you about that gun violence we saw in July. We saw 15 homicides, which was a 30-year high. We also saw 99 shootings compared to 35 shootings this time last year. And we also don't have the gun violence reduction team anymore. How would you, as a council member, try to bring down that gun violence?
Yeah, there's a national epidemic right now on mental health. I'm sure you've seen that data as well. It's gone up considerably. Depression's way up, domestic violence is up like never before. So during this lockdown, this COVID recovery, there's a lot of tension out there in addition to the uprising movement. And so there's been a national gun violence epidemic for some time with all the shootings that we've had, the mass shootings. And I think it's premature to think of something that just happened within a month to be the factor. I think it's these other bigger factors that are going on. And it's exactly why it's the right time to start not talking about community policing, but doing it.
Dan Ryan, thanks for joining us. We look forward to talking to you more after we get the final results, and we hope to see you on Straight Talk later this week.
Thank you, Laurel. It's always nice to spend time with you. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Take care.